Hello, it's your girl Tiffany, my Mrs. Black Beauty, your poetic psychic Pisces High Priestess, aka the light that shines like a diamond, also known as your modern day nun, one who isn't within a convent or a covenant. I do thank you all for listening and for watching on tonight. If you want to be so kind to please like, share, and subscribe, it would be greatly, greatly appreciated. This is going to be another one of my missing murder mysteries. So you guys, remember to like, share, and subscribe. That's your free way of showing your support to help grow the channel, guys. As always, I ask you all to use your own discernment, govern yourselves accordingly. You will see the disclaimer streaming at the bottom of the screen constantly throughout this reading, guys. But of course, I'm going to go over a few things with you all. So, I am Poetic Psychic Pisces High Priestess. I would like to officially welcome you all to today's true crime series, which I have entitled Missing Murder Mystery. Okay, this person is actually a missing person, but since this person has been missing for so long, they have been declared deceased. Okay, so this is going to be a missing / murder mystery, guys. Okay, so your support is always appreciated, guys. You can like, share, subscribe, send your super stickers, your super thanks, and of course, if you would like to make a modest contribution to the channel for the growth of the channel, that is definitely greatly appreciated as well. You can do so through CASHAPP, which is $Diamond36, or through PayPal, which is paypal.me/add36diamond. Okay, guys, so we're going to go through the copyright disclaimer, which this commentary is covered under the Fair Use Act of 1976. Under Section 107, allowances is made for the purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, psychic investigations, teaching, scholarship, research, education purposes, guys. Okay, so tonight's missing mystery, guys, is actually going to be about a young lady who went missing when she was 18 years old, okay, on a graduate trip with her graduating class, guys. Her name is Natalee Holloway, okay. This is a very high profile situation that got a lot of media attention, really and truly, probably all over the world, but definitely in the United States, guys. Okay, so there's been quite a bit of like missing mysteries, murder mysteries that's been coming up lately that I've been working on, like back to back to back of different situations. Okay, and she just kind of came up to me the other night, and so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna look into this and see what happens, see what comes up. Okay, so that's what we're going to be working on and looking at on tonight, guys. Okay, now I am going to share with you all some general information that has been made public knowledge. However, when I go into the reading, this is information that is given to me according to the information that is provided to me by my spirit guides. Okay, so again, this content / commentary is covered by the Fair Use Copyright Act of 1976. Okay, and although my psychic investigations, guys, cover very real and serious topics, I do not find this to be a laughing matter, a funny matter, anything that is humorous about it. However, for legal purposes, I have to say that this content is for your entertainment purposes only. Okay, as I already said, please use your own discernment and govern yourselves accordingly. Take the messages that apply, leave the ones that do not. Remember, this content is also solely for the purposes of my psychic investigations, criticism, comments, opinions, news reporting, teaching, education purposes, as well as research. Okay, guys? Once again, please like, share, and subscribe. Okay? Also, guys, remember to get you all's memberships today for a very low price to get all of those special perks and offers that I have available to you guys. Okay, so without any further ado, let's get started. Okay, guys, so this young lady that you see on your screen is Natalee Holloway, guys. Okay, so this is a variation of different Google images that anyone can look up and find of her, guys. Um, this is what she looked like. Okay, guys. Um, so just a brief overview of her backstory as far as what happened in the disappearance of Natalee Holloway, guys. Natalee Holloway was an 18-year-old high school graduate from Mountain Brook, Alabama, who disappeared from a Caribbean or the Caribbean island of Aruba on May 30th of 2005, guys. Okay. Her disappearance resulted in an international media sensation, especially in the United States, guys. Okay, so allegedly, she was like on this, like I think it was like a senior trip, like graduate trip or some type of trip, school trip for the graduating class. Okay, and so they went on this trip. To the Caribbean island of Aruba, guys, okay, which is where she was last seen and where she disappeared, guys, okay. Now, there's like so many different details about things that went on and happened leading up to her disappearance, guys. I feel like some of that is definitely going to come out in the reading or what have you, but the main purpose for my reading, guys, is to go directly to the point, okay? Figure out what happened to her that caused her to disappear in the first place, okay? Is she still alive? Is she deceased? Whatever like that, okay? There are countless videos of people who have covered this story, and, those people that do that kind of commentary, they're going to tell you about, they do a lot of different videos basically where they tell you, about her, her background, her growing up, where she's from, who her parents are, and so, so forth, okay? I always found this story to be quite interesting, okay? For various different reasons, okay? First of all, after she disappeared, I feel like there was a lot of things that took a toll on the family. And of course, at the time of her disappearance, I think her mother and Natalee Holloway's mother and father were still together, married. But I think a lot of things, like I said, took a toll on the family. Whatever their situation is, they ended up separating, divorcing, or what have you. I always found it quite eerie that Natalee Holloway's mother went on to date JonBenet Ramsey's father, okay? Which, a lot of people have heard about JonBenet, what happened to JonBenet Ramsey, okay? And so I just thought it was so eerie that, here both of these people are who have children we know that JonBenet Ramsey tragically died in the way she died or what have you, but, both of these were really high profile cases, high profile situations that, people all over the world have heard about and known about. And just for them to come together, and I don't know how long they dated or anything, but I definitely remember when it happened and it was being talked about, it was just like, ugh, like really, type of thing or what have you. But So there were several different suspects, guys, okay, that was brought up. There was a lot of back and forth that went on, when, everybody was like in hot pursuit to find Natalee Holloway around the time when the situation happened, guys, okay? So as I said, as you can see here, there are so many, like countless people who have done videos about her. Okay, if you just want to hear all of her backstory, where she comes from, how she grew up, where she went to school, what siblings she has, who her parents are, all of those things, those are definitely the videos to listen to. Okay, because a lot of those people cover those things or what have you. And then they just give very brief, vague description of, um, about what happened to her when she, tragically disappeared and different things. Okay. Um, but nevertheless, guys, okay, like I said, I'm going to cover exactly what happened to her. But like I was saying, there were various different suspects that came up, like the people that she was last seen with, hanging with, and what was going on, what, the graduate students were doing, and all of that. There was a lot of partying, a lot of drinking, a lot of mixing and mingling. I mean, they were on vacation. They were, just being young adults, you know what I'm saying? Graduating school, you know what I'm saying? Had their whole life ahead of them. They were having a good time or what have you, and this situation tragically happened. Okay, but there was a lot of back and forth with the people that she was last, hanging with or what have you. A lot of different spectacles with those individuals, which were really kind of some unsavory characters. Okay, there was a quite extensive search that went on for quite some time, a lot of back and forth information, but um nevertheless, she was never found, guys. Okay, so as you can see here, I believe this is her mother here. Okay, that you can see here. I believe she had one sibling, but I don't want to get that wrong. I believe it was her and her brother. Her brother wasn't on this trip, but reading some other things, I believe she had a brother, at least one sibling that I know of. She could have had other siblings or what have you. And like I said, at the time of this tragic situation, her mom and dad were actually, still together, what have you. I just think this whole situation really took a toll on the family, and different things happen when tragic things go on, guys. Okay, so my things with this situation, guys, okay, this is your average all-American girl. Okay, this is your power. The power, when it comes to the powers that be, guys, Natalee Holloway is their type. Okay, Caucasian young woman, blonde hair, blue eyes. Okay, these are not the type that, you know, gets kidnapped, abducted, goes missing, vanished for no reason at all. Like, it happens, but when it happens for a reason. It's basically what I'm telling you all, guys. Okay, so this is like the big thing, like what I have a problem with, like what sticks out to me the most. Okay, I'm gonna just tell y'all out flat out. Okay, people come up missing all the time, but when you're dealing with middle class to upper class to wealthy elite people, I'm telling you, neither they nor their children, like, things happen. Okay, don't get me wrong. Okay, things has happened to people who are middle class to upper class, or wealthy elites, but when it does, it happens for a reason. It was likely staged, it was likely set up, it was for a particular purpose. Okay, because I'm telling you, not even the common criminal goes around attacking people or their children who are middle class to upper class to the wealthy elite. Okay, number one, those people automatically, they have way too much money, way too many connections. They know people that know people. You know what I'm saying? So just imagine the average Joe criminal. Okay, nut on a prowl, committing crimes, they would not be the first to be victimized, okay? They would not be the easiest to victimize. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying that tragic things don't happen to people who are middle class to upper class, because obviously it's happened. But when it happens, there's usually a reason behind it. It usually happens from somebody that they know personally, that's very close to them, like a friend, family member, girlfriend, boyfriend, somebody very close to them. Okay. Or either it happens because it was staged. It was set up. They were set up in some type of way. And it was like organized crime. You understand what I'm saying? Um, Even right now to this day, even with the way these people live, first of all, they mix and mingle in different crowds, different circles. Okay. Even with the way that they live. The majority of them live in gated communities, a lot of maybe, upper class communities and things. I'm sorry, you can go to visit anyone right now, okay? You don't have any your random thugs, gangsters, average Joe criminals, drug dealers, pimps, hustlers, just prowling their neighborhoods looking to victimize um, people, these people from middle, just people general, no matter what they look like, middle class to upper class to wealthy elite people. Okay, because it's not only Caucasian people who may be middle class to upper class or even wealthy elite type of people. Okay, so in me saying that lets me know that I've always felt like this was organized crime. This was set up. This was staged. She was set up on purpose and for a particular purpose. You understand what I'm saying? I've always felt like that about her. I've never got around to covering her story, guys. Okay. But I definitely feel like this was organized crime. This was a set up and she was a blood sacrifice. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Okay. And y'all know when those type of things that goes on, um, this links back to people who are close to her, who are intertwined with the satanic powers that be in some way, shape, form, or fashion. They likely belong to some type of cult, coven, or secret society of some kind. They obviously are rubbing shoulders, mixing and mingling with the wealthy elite in some way, shape, form, or fashion. They either link back to the government or the entertainment industry in some way, shape, form, or fashion, of whatever, because Natalee Holloway is like I said, she's the classic all-American powers that be type. Okay. Even in a situation like she is like presidential model type. Okay. Those of you who are in the know and know what a presidential model is. Okay. Those of you who know about anything about the order of the rose or any of those terms like that, she is the classic type. Okay. Her type don't vanish, don't go missing. You know what I'm saying? For no reason at all. Period, point blank. So I automatically know that this young lady was targeted on purpose. This was a setup. This was organized crime, and she was offered up as a sacrifice. And there's a whole lot of money. I'm telling you, somebody got a whole lot of money off of this girl being sacrificed. Somebody got a higher position, title, or role, or got higher ranking in their secret societies or something for the sacrifice of this young lady. Because her kind, her type, this just don't happen. Not without a particular reason, a particular purpose. Okay? Period. It just doesn't. Okay? So I matter of factly knew that off top, just from barely just hearing about the situation. Okay, I knew this all along. I never said anything about it or what have you. Of course, when this happened, I hadn't started doing readings or anything yet or what have you. But even before I went through my awakening or whatever, I was intuitive enough to look at a situation like this and know something is organized, something is set up. This was planned. Her type, I'm telling you, don't just vanish. do not just vanish and come up missing. Okay, so those are the things that I have the most, like, those are the red flags. Those are the things that I have the most problem with. Okay, as it relates to this situation, guys. Okay, um, and there was so much information that came out, guys. Okay, there was so much information, and y'all would be surprised. There's a lot of people that's involved, but y'all will be surprised as to the types of people who are involved, okay, in the situation. Um, I do not feel like she is alive anymore, but I don't feel like she died right away. Okay, there was a lot of things that went on with her. There was a lot of things that happened before, the situation ended tragically. Okay, guys. So we are going to get into this reading. It's a lot of information to unpack, to uncover, guys. Okay. Um, I am non-biased in these stories. Let me just say this. When I do these psychic investigations, I am non-biased. I don't know this lady. I don't know her family. I don't know anybody that's connected to these people. So I have no reason at all just to, nitpick on any of these people and point the finger, like I have some personal vendetta against them. I do not. Okay. What only thing I can tell you is what the information that's in the reading that's going to come out. Okay. And I'm telling you, this is going to piss some people off because, like I said, I matter of factly know that this was organized crime, that this young lady was set up and somebody offered her up as a sacrifice. This happened to her for a reason, and it's because she was a sacrifice. Okay? And I'm going to be plain and simple with you. These sacrifices that take place like this, it often links back to the family. Now, people's families are large. Okay? That could be one member of the family. That could be multiple people of the family. It could be the entire family sometimes, okay? So we don't have to go that far as to break down exactly who the family members were that offered her up as a sacrifice, but I do know that she was sacrificed. I do know that this situation did not happen for no reason at all. Same thing with Jean Benet Ramsey. Same thing with Madeleine McCain. Same thing with a lot of these high profile, whether they're murders or whether they're missing persons. Okay, and their families are wealthy, elite, or anywhere between middle class, like upper middle class, to upper class, wealthy, elite individuals. I'm sorry. Their baby's not coming up dead, and they're not coming up missing for no damn reason at all. Because your common criminals, your average criminals, is not going to fuck with those people. Okay? Not unless they just asking to get caught immediately. And I'm going to tell you something else. When it comes to people like that, middle class to upper class, wealthy, elite, those folks, like I said, they got connections. They got a lot of money, and they can make a lot of things happen. You understand what I'm saying? So unless a criminal is so ignorant, stupid, and dumb in their committing of a crime, most criminals committing crimes, the whole objective to them committing crimes is to get away with that crime. You would have to be stupid to commit crimes against people that have the type of money that they have and the connections that they have, because I guarantee you, they would get caught damn near immediately. This is another reason when these type of situations happen, and they happen to people who are wealthy, who are elite, who are middle class to upper class, and there's not a suspect, there's not a clue, there's not a hint, you don't find the person, you can't find their killers or anything like that or what have you, it's because they don't want it found. Because I guarantee you, if it was some everyday average Joe that did it, they would have been found the same day. Everything about that person would have been ran through the media. They would have drugged their ass through the dirt. You would know them, they mama, they daddy, their entire fucking ratchet ass family, and whatever gutter ass pit that they came from. Their ass would be found and apprehended immediately, and the media would drag them for filth. Okay? But when these situations like this happen to these wealthy or elite during people, and it ain't the case is unsolved, it's a cold case, you don't have a suspect, you don't have a hint, you don't have a fucking clue. Okay? It's for a reason. And that's what I'm telling y'all with this. This was organized crime. This was a blood sacrifice. This was a staged fucking event. Period, point blank. Okay? So, let's take a short break and we're going to get into it. Okay, guys. So, let's see. Hopefully you all can see clearly what's going on here. Hold on just a minute, guys. Let me fix something. There we go. Okay, guys. So, like I said, there's a lot of information here. So let's see where we're going to start off first. Okay. Okay, the first thing I got out here, there is a Knight of Cups. There is a Knight of Coins here, okay? And they come out with this Three of Cups here, okay? And it's very interesting. You see the three people here. If you don't see that, they're having drinks here. There is a water sign individual, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, as well as an earth sign individual, Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, okay? That Natalee Holloway was like hanging with, kicking it with, drinking with, indulging with, okay? The Three of Cups is all about rejoicing and celebration. It's social gatherings, it's friendships, it's parties, it's good times, it's reunions, it's a coming together type of thing, okay? What you would expect of young people who are on vacation, they're partying, they're having a good time. This could have been at a bar, at a club. It didn't matter where it was, okay? But there are these two people stick out the most, okay? Before Natalee Holloway's disappearance, she was hanging with these two individuals, okay? There were three of them, okay? The Knight of Cups, the Knight of Coins. They were hanging together at some point in time in the night. They were hanging together, they were drinking together, they were partying together, guys, okay? That Three of Cups turns into the Three of Coins here, okay? Now, the Three of Coins is similar to the Three of Cups, just a little bit different, okay? Because the Three of Coins talks about collaborations, okay? It's a coming together. It's a group of individuals working together. It's like a team of individuals, okay? Three or more people, okay? But the difference between the Three of Cups and the Three of Coins is the Three of Coins talks about individuals collaborating together for the purposes of money, okay? Sometimes it talks about, it can be about contractual agreements and different things like that, okay? Also, I meant to tell you all, I'm going to disclose some things, okay? um, that about the people that Natalee Holloway was with, about what she was doing, who she was around, what was going on. Okay. Sometimes when you want the truth about something, it's not always the truth that you want to hear or that you're going to like. Okay. There is nothing I'm going to say about Natalee Holloway that I'm saying it to like be dismissive towards her, to be in dislike of her or disgust of her, or like, ill, she was in, because she was a young woman. Okay. She had just graduated high school. She had her whole life ahead of her. She was a beautiful girl. You know what I'm saying? She obviously was attractive to other people or whatever. When you're young, when we are young, with all of us, okay, have been young, have been dumb, have been careless, reckless. You know what I'm saying? Especially when we call ourselves, feeling ourselves being grown, drinking, having a good time and shit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody goes through that phase. You know what I'm saying? You might be full grown now and you might be a responsible adult that go to work and pay your bills and take care of your damn kids, okay? But you wasn't that when you had just graduated from high school. You was not that when you was 18 years old, okay? The majority of us, okay? So this was her phase, just like everybody else's phase, guys, okay? I'm telling you this because she went from mixing and mingling and partying with this group of people to coming to some type of agreement or arrangement with the same group of people that she was partying with. Okay. And it was for money. Okay. Now, whether she made the suggestion or somebody made her an offer, this is what was going on. Okay. Like I said, they were celebrating, they were partying, they were indulging with one another, they were drinking, they were turning up, having a good time. Okay. And some type of collaboration for the purposes of money came up, because next to the three of coins is the lovers. Okay. Now the lovers card don't have anything to do with actual love. The lovers card is sex. Okay. It talks about connections and unions and, a coming together. It's one's choices in lovers. Okay. Just like a person saying making love, everybody that you make love to, you would in love with. Okay. Type of thing. That's what the lovers card is about. What is sitting next to the three of coins with the three of cups, this is prostitution. Okay. Period, point blank. This is prostitution. Okay. So Natalee was partying with a group of individuals. She was having a good time. They were having some drinks. They were indulging in whatever they were indulging in. I know for sure that there was alcohol. If there were any drugs, it could have possibly been. They were young, and, celebrating, partying, having a good time. Okay. Like I said, these guys were all over her, coming on to her, attracted to her, whether she made the suggestion or the offer was made to her. Something came up about having sex for money. Okay. These same individuals that she was partying with, hanging with, kicking it with, they decided to collaborate together for the purposes of money. They wanted to have sex with her and she wanted money. You know what I'm saying? There was a price. Okay. But there's something here. These two intertwine. Okay. These individuals mixing and mingling together. Okay. And sex being involved is what I'm telling you guys. Okay. Thus is the reason we have the devil here. Okay. The devil is all about temptations, lust, desires, sex, sexuality. It can talk about bad habits, addictions, one's addictive patterns of behavior. Okay. This could be any type of addiction. Sex addictions, drug addictions, alcohol addictions, addictions of any kind. But this is the energy with the devil. The devil can also be sinister, evil, wicked, toxic, demonic. Okay, but more often than not, the devil comes along to tempt you, persuade you, bribe you. Okay, the devil is any type of temptation one could have here. Okay, the devil comes with strings attached. It's the things that grip you. Okay, the devil, somebody that's in the devil energy, are in their shadow side. They're in their dark side. They're in their south node. Okay. And when you're in your south node, you're into all these low vibrational things, whether it's partying, whether it's drinking excessively, whether it's getting high, whether it's having careless, reckless, sex. The devil talks about all of that, okay? But the devil can also be about materialism or greed, okay? Narcissism, possessive, control, obsession, addictions, and different things as well. But more often than not, the devil talks about sex and sexuality a whole lot, okay? And this is sitting right next to the Lovers, which is sitting right next to the Three of Coins here, okay? So everything that was going on that night, the devil was in the details, baby, okay? Sex, alcohol, drugs, and rock and roll, baby, or whatever type of music they like listening to. That's what was going on that night, okay? Until the tower happened. The tower is chaos, it's tragedy, it's problematic situations, okay? It's a reckoning, it's a shocking event, it's something that happens immediately, like all of a sudden out the blue. It's a sudden upheaval, a wipeout, it's destruction or something being destroyed. It's chaos, okay? The tower could literally be anything chaotic happening all of a sudden out the blue. Murder, death, harm, destruction, illness, injuries, lies, deceptions, disruptions, chaos. But it's a tragedy nonetheless that happens all of a sudden out the blue. And there we have the Knight of Swords here, okay? If I'm not mistaken, I believe I thought Natalee was a Scorpio. I thought she was a water sign, but I believe her birthday is like October either 21st or 22nd, but I think that would make her a Libra, okay? So this is the reason, this is where this air sign comes from, okay? This is where this chaos, this tragedy comes from here, okay? It's like they were partying one minute and having a good time. There was some type of discussion or collaboration for money and sex, okay? They were mixing and mingling, in this devil energy, and boom, all of a sudden, tragedy occurs, okay? This was what was going on the night of her disappearance. So we have the Seven of Swords clarifying the Three of Coins, guys, okay? These guys are individuals that she collaborated with, the same individuals that she was mixing and mingling with, indulging with. Remember what I told you? I feel like this suggestion may have been made to her. I don't want to make it seem like, she was, just putting herself out there or something like that or what have you. She may have been in the energy like she was feeling herself, she was feeling good, she was down for whatever and just having a good time type of thing. But the suggestion could have actually been made by, someone else, okay? Because, it's not like she was standing on the corner, looking for, the first thing coming by type of shit or whatever. These were people that she was hanging with, mixing and mingling with. So it probably was their bright idea. Hey, if you get down with us, we'll give you such and such amount of money. You know how jerks can be or what have you. But their asses are liars. The Seven of Swords is the liar, cheater, thief card. It's the manipulator. It's the con artist. It's the betrayer. It's the two-faced backstabber. It's the cowardly ass individual who do things under false pretenses. It's the jerk who's wearing a mask, cloaking themselves, concealing themselves, hiding who they really are and what they're really about. Sneaking and creeping around trying to get away with something because they're a Decepticon. They're full of deception and manipulation, okay? And these are the guys that Natalee Holloway was with. The same guys that she was mixing and mingling with, that she was drinking and indulging with, that had the bright idea that they wanted to collaborate with her for money here, but they were lying to her. These are individuals who are sneaky, who are betrayers, who get away with a lot of shit, okay? Who only care about their own self-interest, okay? They're very strategic. They're liars, they're cheaters, they're thieves, they're manipulators, they're con artists. These were the guys that Natalee Holloway was with, and they lied to her. Whatever amount of money that they offered to her for having sex with her, they lied to her. They told her whatever she wanted to hear to get what they want. They were lying, okay? Five of Swords, clarifying the lovers. This is where there was a conflict, okay? I believe they actually did have sex with her. And when it came time to pay up or whatever, like I said, they were lying. She realized they were lying. So this brought about a conflict. There was a fight, an argument, a disagreement, a misunderstanding, okay? Why? Because somebody was not playing by the rules, okay? It was a hostile situation in that moment here. Look at this guy, y'all. Look at this guy. You see how this woman got her back turned here? And you see how he look like, he looks like a gentleman. He's got some flowers, but look, he's got a knife behind his damn back over here. This is old sneaky, cunning fucking fox. The Five of Swords is conflict, it's defeat, it's hostility. This is sacrificing type of energy. This is abusive. They had no intentions on paying her. They raped her. They raped her. They lied to her about the money that they were going to give her, and they decided to take it. So they took advantage of her. Okay? That's the conflict. When you got the Five of Swords coming out on the Lover's card, it is hostile, it is abusive. This is rape. This is force. This is somebody being taken advantage of. Okay? The Chariot clarifies the devil. Okay, after they had their way with her, I believe Natalee Holloway was trafficked. Okay, the Chariot is all about movement forward. Okay, it also is about transportation. It's about trips and journeys and movement, relocations, travel, and different things as such. But it also speaks to one's strength of will, determination, somebody's willpower. It also speaks of control and action, travel, and one being really focused. This is sitting here on the devil. They took advantage of Natalee Holloway and they trafficked her. This is what led to the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is clarifying the Tower. Remember, I told you the Tower is chaos. Now, at this moment, it's chaos. It's tragedy. It's an upheaval. That is the Tower, okay? The Five of Cups is all about sadness, loss, disappointment, and regrets, okay? It's an unwelcome change. It's grief. It's sadness. It's sorrow. It's loss. It's mourning, okay? It's emotional baggage, okay? It also talks about one who is resisting change of some kind here, okay? And this is the energy that Natalee Holloway was in as this chaos, this tragedy, this upheaval, this shocking event happened. She felt sadness, loss, disappointment, and regret, Spirit is saying. And that's because of a judgment that was made. We got judgment here. Judgment is clarified by the Knight of Swords here, okay? There was some type of judgment or judgment call that was made. The judgment can also speak to decisions being made or actions being taken of some kind, okay? But there was some type of judgment, okay? This could be Natalee Holloway, feeling like she made the wrong judgment about these people that she obviously at one point in time thought she could trust. Okay? But this also speaks to other people involved in their judgment as well. Okay? We have the Fool clarifying the Three of Coins and the Seven of Swords. Okay? The individuals that Natalee Holloway was mixing and mingling with, okay, these are some free-spirited, spontaneous, adventurous type of individuals, but they're also childish, ignorant, careless, and reckless, okay? And that's the reason why they're showing up as the Fool. These are fools. They're liars, cheaters, thieves, manipulators, con artists, okay? And it's like a team of them. It's like they work together. Like these are buddies that like are like tag team partners or something. I feel like they have done this before to other people, okay? But they're a careless, reckless, childish bunch, okay? We got the Five of Coins here, clarifying the Lovers and the Five of Swords. And this is where the story gets tricky. Because remember when I told you, these individuals that Natalee Holloway was drinking and partying with, right? They offered her some money for sex. And she went along with it, but these guys lied to her, okay? I feel like they lied to her about the money that they were going to give her, okay? And then they just decided to rape her. That's where the conflict came in, okay? When these guys got through having their way with her, these fools, they left her out in the cold. They neglected her. They abandoned her. They rejected her. They left her in turmoil. They left her alienated. They left her in harsh conditions. Loss. Ruin. And it's interesting because the couple, if you listen to a lot of the testimony, remember when I tell you there that it was like, it's no secret the guys that she was hanging with before she disappeared. And one part of their testimony, like they kept going back and forth on a bunch of different things. But one part of their testimony, after they got through hanging out, the one guy says that they dropped her off at the beach and left her there alone. Okay? And at one point in time, he said that there was like a security guard or an officer or something across the way. But they left her there alone, left her on the beach supposedly by herself, right? These fools, after they got their way with Natalee Holloway, after they took advantage of her, after they raped her, they neglected her, they abandoned her, they left her out in the cold. Okay? But there were other tragic things that happened after that. Because we have the Moon card here. The Moon talks about secret things, hidden things, what's done in the dark. The Moon talks about shady people and dirty dealings, illusions, fear, cover-ups, criminal activity. The Moon talk about sneaky, freaky, creepy things, low down and dirty things, freak, nasty things. But it's something that's going on late at night in the wee hours of the morning. It's something that's going on behind the scenes, behind closed doors, behind someone's back in darkness. The Moon can also speak to a witchery, secrecy, moon magic, and a variation of different things. Okay? The guys, it was like all part of a setup. The guys that she was with, they lied to her, they took advantage of her, and then it's like they kicked her to the curb and they left her hanging. But remember when I told you the devil is in the details? This devil, the chariot, and the moon is all in the same column. That was the first part of the plot. They were meant to leave her hanging so the next thing could happen. That is, at that point is when she disappeared. When those guys, after they had their way with her and they dropped her off and left her hanging, whether it was on the beach or wherever it was at that point is when Natalee disappeared. But there were other people that came along. Now, everybody involved is in on the setup, okay? Because like I said, this shit is organized. Everybody involved is in on the setup. See, I feel like they used some younger individuals to lure her in for a good time. Oh, let's party, let's drink, let's get her, let's, whatever. And they betrayed her. And then they left her hanging. And then they left the door wide open for the devil to send in a beast to go along with the rest of the plot. Because now we got the Eight of Swords here. You see this blindfold over her eye? Okay? And it's interesting, this woman on here is blindfolded, okay? I believe Natalee Holloway, somebody could have blindfolded her Her hands could have been tied or bound, okay? Somebody could have gave her something to paralyze her. This was a crisis, okay? She was in doom and gloom at this point, okay? She had been entrapped. The Eight of Swords is about somebody being stuck, restricted, unable to move or get out of a situation. Like somebody being held captive, somebody being hostage, somebody being imprisoned, okay? And you see this, you see that lighthouse? Hold on. Y'all see that lighthouse over there? Okay. Something about, there could be a some type of lighthouse or a tower or something like that close by where she was at when this happened. But at this point is when Natalee was abducted, when she was taken and held hostage. Okay. And she stayed in that state until her death. Okay? Because death is clarifying the Knight of Swords with judgment and then death. Okay? Now, this is going to throw y'all for a loop now. Because y'all probably thinking that the sorry son of a bitches that she was with at first, if you notice, they all came out as knights. Knight of Cups, Knight of Coins. These were the people that she was mixing and mingling with, drinking with. These were the individuals that lied to her about the money they were going to give her. They raped her. And then they left her hanging. They literally left her out in the cold, in the middle of nowhere, like at the beach, wherever the hell was at. Okay? Even Natalee Holloway came out as a knight. That means the people that, from Natalee Holloway, and the people that she was mixing and mingling and kicking it with that night, they was around her same age, okay? Y'all need to understand, knights can be anywhere from in their late teens to their 20s. Up at the very oldest, 30. Anywhere from their late teens through their 20s to at the very least 30 or early 30s, okay? Those were the age, that's the age range of the individuals that she was mixing and mingling with. So these was individuals that was likely around her age, maybe a little bit older than her or something like that, or what have you, but around her age. But when they kicked her to the curb, when they left her hanging, somebody else came along and took Natalee. It was like act 2, part 2 of the setup. Y'all, the people that came out here, y'all, I was like, you have got to fucking be kidding me. Because I knew it was a setup. But I'm thinking random patsies setups. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew she was a sacrifice. I knew this was organized crime. I knew this was staged events. You know what I'm saying? Type of thing. But I'm still thinking they done recruited some random patsies to do the fucking job. Check this out. I get the Emperor. I get the Hierophant. Check this out. I get Justice. The fucking government. Okay? Y'all need to understand. These 3 individuals here, the Emperor, first of all, this is a masculine. Okay? This is a boss. This is somebody who is a father or a father figure. This is someone who is of the establishment, action-oriented, somebody that gets things done, somebody in authority, in power. The Hierophant is also a ruler or a leader, okay? This is the type of individual, they have some type of position, title, or role where they right and wrong other people, where other people may look to them for guidance or management or teaching or something, okay? The Hierophant is also an individual that parade around like they got some type of religious values and traditions and shit. Justice is the government. This is somebody who works for the government, police, or higher up, but they work for the government. Now, this could all be one person. All three of these could be one person. If this is one person, Emperor, Hierophant, Justice, this is somebody very high ranking in power, a boss that is very high ranking. But I feel like these are three individual people. This could be three individual people, though. Okay? Spirit saying that's the truth. That's clarity. What I'm telling you is the truth. It's clarity. Ace of Swords is clarifying the Tower, the Five of Cups, the Eight of Swords. So this chaos, this tragedy, this upheaval happened all of a sudden out the blue, which caused Natalee Holloway sadness, loss, disappointment, and regret. She ended up being entrapped. She was set up. She was entrapped. At that point, she was restricted. She was stuck. She was unable to move or get out of a situation. Okay? Because of the truth and the clarity that she knew. Because she's seen the faces of the guys who raped her and took advantage of her. They couldn't run the risk of her knowing this truth, having this awareness, this insight, knowing this truth and clarity. They trafficked her. They abducted her. Okay? Ten of Swords. Clarifying the Knight of Swords judgment with death. Her death was ultimate betrayal, disloyalty, sabotage, ruin, fatal endings. Okay? Dead end. A breakdown. She was backstabbed by multiple people, y'all. I'm telling you, their government knows the truth and the clarity about this ultimate betrayal that happened to Natalee Holloway. They know exactly what happened to her. They know exactly where she's at and what was done to her. This Emperor, this Hierophant in the justice system, and Aruba knows the truth and the clarity about this ultimate betrayal and disloyalty because they are involved in it. That's what happened to her. Natalee Holloway was a sacrifice, a blood sacrifice. She was set up like this on purpose. Okay? Lo and behold, guess what's at the bottom of the deck? The Ten of Cups. Family. The Ten of Cups can speak about family. But it also can speak to a large group of people. So you got the Ten of Cups, and guess what's behind the Ten of Cups? None other than the Nine of Cups. This is interesting for the Nine of Cups to be here because the Nine of Cups is hopes, wishes, and dreams coming true, emotional fulfillment. Whoever this, if this is her family, somebody got emotional fulfillment. Somebody was feeling good, satisfied. Their hopes, wishes, or dream came true by this happening to Natalee Holloway. They were hanging around waiting for something to happen. Okay? The waxing moon. They were waiting on some type of final steps to be done. The world. So that there could be some type of completion or ending of a cycle. And you know what the motive was? Material attachments here. Okay? Six of Coins, gifts of generosity. Okay? Yeah. I'm seeing the Five of Wands here. There end up being some type of personality clashes, competition, some type of arguing, chaos, misunderstandings, oppositions, tempers flaring. Okay? Natalee Holloway was severely injured and hurt when she was raped. Okay? And then she was isolated. And she was silenced, okay, to keep her from speaking out here, okay? Two of Swords, okay? There was some type of knee-jerk decision that was made here. This is sitting on justice with the moon, the chariot, and the devil here. I believe when she was found, wherever she was neglected at, if it was out on that beach, she was severely injured. And they decided to cover this up. Keep it secret, keep it hidden. And they made the decision. Why? For money. Ten of Coins here. Large amount of money. To abduct her. traffic her, hold her hostage for a large amount of money was involved in this because of some type of truth or claim. There was a large amount of money at stake here. Okay? Page of Swords. Somebody was watching her. I'm seeing somebody with a camera here. Somebody even has something on camera. From the rape to her murder is on camera. Somebody made a snuff film of her death. Because the Page of Swords can speak of harassment, stalking. It also can speak to gossip and rumors and different things like that or whatever. But I'm seeing this guy that he wears glasses, okay? And he wears like these, almost like them grandpa kind of tango looking hats. He wears glasses. He has some type of camera. He recorded it. This could even be a younger guy. Somebody recorded her death. Somebody recorded her rape as well. Okay? Ace of Cups, bottom of the deck, string, feelings, overwhelming emotions here. Okay? Natalee Holloway was a blood sacrifice. Okay? And see, you know, these type of stories pisses me off, y'all, because at this point, when people like myself, first of all, it pisses me off because they do these they do a lot of this shit thinking people, you know, everybody in the world is brainwashed, dumbed down under mind control, and people too stupid to figure out the real truth as to what happened. Number one. And number two, it pisses me off doing these type of stories because at this point, what I'm telling y'all is literally only for information to know exactly what happened. Because with as much money and the connections of people who are involved, there's nothing that's going to be done. It's already been buried and covered up. Palms have already been greased. People that already been paid off and all kinds of shit like that. So they'll just go along playing pretend like, oh, there's no new leads. We have no clue, no evidence, no idea type of shit to keep it covered up. Okay? But I'm telling you, there's some high-ranking individuals who are involved and know exactly what's going on. Natalee Holloway was murdered to silence her from what was done to her. But what was done to her was no mistake. It was no accident. It was no coincidence. It was literally done on purpose because she was set up. And there's a lot of people who are involved. I even seen one video or somebody that was talking like not only she may have had maybe alcohol, a little addiction with alcohol, whatever, because they was like some of the students, other students that was there with them or whatever, was like, you know, everybody was drinking and partying different things, but they were saying that Natalee was drinking like excessively. She would start drinking really, really early and, you know, all through the night and all the other days that they were there or whatever. And it's interesting because she went through the whole vacation. This happened like I want to say the night before they were supposed to leave. So everybody was going out for one last time or whatever. And then, you know, coincidentally, she decided to go off, you know, by herself and hang out with these other people that wasn't even a part of her group that she traveled there with. And she allegedly, okay? But it interests me the light that they put her in. It was like, oh yeah, she was drinking more than other people and like, you know, all day and, you know, like all this, that, and the other, whatever. And perhaps she was or whatever, but this is what happened, y'all. This is what happened, guys. Okay? Hold on just a minute, y'all. Okay, guys. I do apologize. I had to pause for just a second, guys, to plug up my device here. Okay, so we're gonna keep moving forward. I want to explain some other things with the cards that we have out thus far before we move forward, because y'all, I have several other decks that I use as well. It's just a lot of information I wanted to come out with this situation, guys. Okay, so going back to the guys that, or the individuals that Natalee Holloway was hanging out with, okay? while she was drinking with these individuals or partying with these individuals, guys. Okay, like I said, at some point in time, there was some type of collaboration that was made for the purposes of money. Okay, but like, as I said, these individuals are they sneaky, they tricksters, they're liars. Okay, they lie to her. Okay, just because of the simple fact they're careless, they're reckless, they're ignorant. Okay, but there's this one in particular individual who is actually older than. Who's actually older than Natalee Holloway and some of the other individuals that she was hanging out with. Okay, this is the person who comes out as the emperor. Okay, now, like I said, the emperor is usually someone who's like a father figure. It can be someone who has some type of power, authority, and leadership, or something like that. Someone who's of the establishment, or something like that, or what have you. But it's definitely an older individual when a person comes out as like an emperor or an empress or something like that. Okay, um, whoever that individual is, this person got jealous. Okay. Um, about something, okay? And this is like there was some type of jealousy, envy, hatred, spitefulness, and competition that came from this emperor individual, okay, while they were partying and hanging out, okay? This person wanted some type of retaliation, punishment, payback, or revenge on Natalee Holloway. I don't know if she like disregarded this guy or like brushed this person off for the other guys that she was hanging with or what have you. Okay, but when this sexual interaction took place, wherever it took place, okay, like I said, there ended up being some type of conflict. Okay, because Natalee ended up being like brutally raped. Okay, something became hostile, toxic, something was abusive. Okay, there was some type of plot twist. Okay, and she ended up being, left out in the cold, left hanging after it all, because whoever and that's where this hierophant individual comes to play. Okay, whoever this hierophant individual like severely like injured her or hurt her, because the Four of Swords is all about, it can be about someone who is hurt, who is injured, someone who's in need of like help, healing, recovery, recuperation, or even hospitalization. Okay, she was hurt that severely from this rape, and I'm telling you, there's like three three or more people that took advantage of her on that night, guys. Okay, that raped her, that had sex with her, guys. Okay, so it was at the point where she was left after this occurred. She was left there. Okay, that's what the Five of Coins is all about. Somebody just being left out in the cold with a lack of support or help or assistance or what have you. Okay, I do feel like somebody came along. Okay, because this is where that devil, chariot, moon, justice, two of swords energy comes from. There was an individual that came along, and this is the individual who works for the government. Okay, this person could have been in law enforcement or what have you. Okay, but this is where she ended up being put in a vehicle and traveled, trafficked elsewhere. Okay, in the guise of the night. Okay, by this individual who is in law enforcement, who works for the justice system in some type of way, whatever their position, title, or role is. This is the person who made this knee-jerk decision here. Okay, because like I said, by this point in time, this tower had occurred, this reckoning, this shocking event, this chaos, this tragedy, this upheaval that took place, all of a sudden out the blue, and tragically happened to Natalee. Okay, she was in sadness, loss, disappointment, and regret, but she was still alive at the time. This individual who works for the government, like this person could be a police officer, whomever, he imprisoned Natalee. Okay, he held her captive, imprisoned her. She was stuck, she was trapped, she was unable to move or get out of the situation. Okay, and it was because of the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is all about truth, clarity, awareness, insight, her vision. She's seen the individuals who did this to her, and because of what she knew. Okay, and something about a large amount of money. There was some type of truth or clarity about a large amount of money. Okay, and why she was held captive, why she was held hostage, why she was restricted and stuck and in prison the way she was, guys. Okay, I feel like her judgment was off as well. She probably, had a lot to drink and different things like that, or whatever. Her judgment was off, but what happened also ties into the judgment, decisions, and the actions that was taken by others. Okay, and this is what led to her death. Okay, this was ultimate betrayal. Okay, the Ten of Swords is all about ultimate betrayal, disloyalty, sabotage. It's brutal. It's cruel. Okay, it is a hate crime. Okay, um, she was stabbed in the back by so many people on that night, guys. Okay, several different individuals here. Okay, and I'm telling you, um, there was no way that somebody was going to just let her go, like, you know what I'm saying, because like somebody may not have wanted her to speak out about what she knew, okay, about what happened, what occurred, and different things like that. But somebody made a snuff film, like somebody recorded her being raped as well as recorded her death. Okay, her final moments alive was recorded. Spirit is even saying, guys. Okay. Um, but like I said, this was definitely a setup. Okay, this was definitely a staged event. She was a sacrifice, and this was done to her on purpose. Okay. In another deck, I'm seeing the law here, and I'm seeing leadership here. This individual who works for the law, I feel like that's the individual that came out as that justice card that we seen in the tarot deck. Okay, on this card, this person could be in law enforcement. Okay, but lawyer and judge is on here as well, or lawmaker is on here as well. I believe this person works in law enforcement. Now, there's somebody else here who is in leadership in some type of way. This card says leadership. Okay, but this says a boss, a leader, a ruler, follower. Okay, there's somebody who is high rank, like a boss of some kind, a leader or a ruler of some kind out there in Aruba where they work. Okay, who is involved as well here. Okay, and then I'm seeing imprisonment here. Okay, so there was individuals in law enforcement as well as persons who are in leadership, a boss, a leader, a ruler, who like literally held Natalee Holloway hostage, held her captive, like literally imprisoned her. This imprisonment card that I'm seeing is just like the Eight of Swords card that came out, guys. Okay. I'm also seeing here brainwash and magic here. Okay. Natalee Holloway could have literally been under some form of mind control of some kind. She could have been brainwashed in some type of way, and somebody is heavy into the dark arts that was around her as well. Somebody is a sorcerer, or an alchemist, or illusionist, a Wiccan, or something. There's something about her being brainwashed and some type of magic that was done on her. Okay, this could be any kind of dark arts, magic, witchcraft, sorcery, black magic, voodoo, hoodoo, hexes, curses, spells, evil eyes, santeria, like some type of magic was done to brainwash her. It's basically what I'm seeing here, guys. Okay. And I'm gonna show y'all these cards again, guys. When I turn my camera back on, but I'm having to angle this device in a different way right now to plug it up and um, it's in the wrong angle for y'all to see. Hold on, let me just try to fix this real quick, guys, and see if I can get it to work from this other angle, because I really kind of want y'all to see these cards so you'll know what I mean and don't think that I'm just kind of jabbering and just singing some stuff or what have you. So let me see, can't I turn this around the other way? Let's see if I can. can get it to work this way. Okay. Where is it? Okay, guys. So, let me change the angle here. Hold on. Okay. So hopefully y'all can see it clearly, okay? So these cards here came out together. Okay, guys? Hold on just a minute. Okay, guys. So here we have, sorry for the technical difficulties, guys. Like, seriously. Here we have the law and leadership that came out together with imprisonment here, okay? There's something significant about someone who works for the government or works for the law, somebody who is in leadership, okay? A boss, a leader, a ruler of some kind, somebody who is in law enforcement, who was involved in holding her, like imprisoning her, holding her captive, hostage, okay? And then here is where I see brainwashing and magic that came out. Some type of, she had been brainwashed in some type of way, or maybe under some type of mind control of some kind due to some type of magic that was done on her, okay? As well, guys. I'm seeing accomplishment here, guys, okay? Somebody is like an achiever, somebody that either she met that night or that she was hanging with, mixing with, mingling with, or whatever. It's some like this person has reached a lot. I'm getting like success, triumph, victory, achievements, accomplishments. This person has public recognition. This even says celebrity, okay? This could be a local celebrity, okay, where they are, okay? I'm also seeing competitor here. So somebody was like competing for her. Remember when I told you she was like with a group of guys, like with a group of individuals mixing and mingling and drinking with them. But then there's this emperor individual here, okay? This achiever type of individual, celebrity type of individual that was like a competitor, okay? There ended up being some type of jealousy of some kind, okay? So I'm seeing secrets here, okay? This entire situation regarding Natalee Holloway, there was some type of secret agendas, some type of secrets involved in what took place here, okay? Secret agendas, secret affairs, kept in the dark, secret exposed, this card says here, okay? I'm seeing enslavement here, okay? So I'm telling you, somebody held her hostage, like captive, like, you understand what I'm saying? This was even after she was brutally assaulted, guys, okay? That happened before the situation where it was just like she was stuck, she was trapped, and different things here, okay? Sexual assault. So she is the victim of sexual assault by these predators that attacked her. Look, ritual sacrifice. This was some type of ritual sacrifice. This is the reason that this was done to Natalee Holloway, guys, okay? She was a human sacrifice. I'm not making it up. I'm not just saying it. The card says it, okay? She ended up being used in a ritual. She was used for a ritual sacrifice, as a human sacrifice, okay? The people that she was around that night were swindlers, Spirit is saying, okay? These are perpetrators, okay? They're swindlers, and they're trying to evade capture, okay? I'm seeing industry here. Somebody was like a local artisan or something like that, a money handler of some kind, international merchant or something. There's something significant to the industry of some kind, or somebody that is involved here, okay? So I'm seeing childhood trauma here. They traumatized her. She was abused, abandoned, kidnapped, or even sold, Spirit is saying, okay? She also endured torture, Spirit is saying. She was the victim of torture, Spirit is saying. So not only was she not only was she enslaved in prison, held hostage or captive, she was sexually assaulted and she was tortured, okay? And ultimately she was executed, okay? I don't feel like she died right away though, okay? It's like they did several different things to her, had their way with her for whatever period of time. But ultimately she was a human sacrifice and she was executed, okay? Yeah. And it's interesting, on this execution card here, you see this noose, okay? But over here on the side, you see it says snitch here, okay? Somebody wanted to keep her from snitching, from speaking out about what happened to her. We got power here, okay? There was somebody in power. I feel like that's who this emperor is. This is somebody in a position of authority, or somebody with fame, fortune, recognition, who has a lot of attention, celebrity status, who abuses their power, who is involved, Spirit is saying, okay? These are bullies, Spirit is saying, okay? These are her tormentors. They see her as a scapegoat. They see her as an easy target. These are flying monkeys who did this to her, Spirit is saying. We have addiction here, okay? I feel like if Natalee Holloway had any addiction to, say, alcohol or anything, or maybe even sex, they preyed upon her, like either the people who did this to her had the addiction and functioning addicts or enablers of some kind. But you see this woman here with this bottle, okay? Natalee Holloway could have had a bit of an addiction, okay? And I go back to what I was telling you when I was looking at some of the video that others have put out, in some of the accounts of what her peers were saying, that she was heavily drinking and different things like that, excessively, more so than others, or what have you. But somebody of power, somebody with some type of authority, or who abuses their power, somebody who has some type of celebrity status with fame or recognition, is a bully, okay? And preyed upon her because of this. We get the devil here, okay? Somebody is heavily into dark magic as well. Somebody did some type of dark magic on her. Somebody could have it's interesting because I'm seeing the devil and the fool tarot cards on this devil card here. This says devil, dark magic. Somebody could have even cursed her. Somebody could have been possessed or chained to the devil in some way, shape, form, or fashion. We have murder here. So Natalee Holloway, y'all, was murdered, okay? You got murder and execution out here, and ritual sacrifice, human sacrifice out here, okay? I'm seeing revolution in the reverse here, okay? This talks about wealthy elite here. The wealthy elite are involved in what happened to Natalee Holloway. This says reign of terror, war or uprising, okay? Wealthy elite. There's a significance to the wealthy elite, okay? Somebody is also, like I said, is in some type of cult, covenant, or secret society, because we have secret societies here, okay? Not making it up. You see the card here, okay? Somebody could be a Freemason, they say Rosicrucian, Cumorah, or any other type of cult, covenant, or secret society. But something is significant to the wealthy elite and secret societies here, okay? Natalee Holloway was a victim of injustice, Spirit is saying, okay? She was a victim of injustice by these perpetrators, okay? Somebody had an obsession with her. Somebody had this sick, twisted obsession with her, and there was some type of jealousy, okay? I don't know, she turned somebody down or something like that, but this person was so obsessed with her, so livid, so obsessed, that this person like brutally raped her and some more shit here, okay? And then we get loss of a loved one. So this talks about one's death, abandonment, as well as unexplained disappearances here, guys, okay? That's what happens to Natalee Holloway, guys. We also had an extra card that wanted to come out here. I'm seeing something about a performer here. There's a performer who is of significance, okay? This could be that local artisan, that local artist, okay? This person could be an entertainer, a musician, actor, dancer, whatever. There could be a performer of significance. Okay. Bottom of the deck, I'm seeing wealth here. This is all about money here. I'm telling you, somebody got some big money, major money off of Natalee Holloway, off of what was done to her. Okay. So we have cold case files here, guys. We know that this is a murder mystery. We know that this was a missing person, okay? So this has been a cold case found until now here. There was some type of illegal harassment that took place as well, Spirit is saying. She was being illegally harassed by individuals, a lot of dark energy, manipulation, as well by some sneaky con artists, okay? Crooked government officials are involved. There is a cover-up. She endured satanic ritual abuse, okay? What happened to her was due to satanic ritual abuse. So we got mind-controlled, brainwashed ops being coached and groomed. Sex workers selling ass for the devil. Somebody is trying to trap you. Targeted individual. Witch coven rituals. Somebody could have did some type of witch coven ritual. Like when she died, it literally could have been a whole satanic, ritual that took place. Some type of conjuring of demons, chanting, dark arts, cursing, black magic, sex magic, voodoo, spell work, animal sacrifice, human sacrifice, a lot of different things. Celebrity here. Somebody has a celebrity status. There's something significant to a celebrity. We got fake friends here. Low down and dirty, two-faced, deceitful, betraying, shady, disloyal, backstabbing, fake friends, satanic sellouts. Catch me outside. How about that? She was literally outside when she was grabbed, okay? Like after she was partying with those guys and they ended up raping her, okay, and they left her hanging, there was somebody else that came along and she was outside and by herself, okay? We got crime of passion, wolves in sheep's clothing, spies, liars, cheaters, and thieves. The higher ups are pulling the strings of all the puppets. Ten of Swords here, which talks about betrayal, cruelty, deception, sabotage, disloyalty. This was a hate crime. She was stabbed in the back by several people. There was a lot of deception, okay? This ended in this was a fatal ending, ruin, okay, due to evil, okay? There was some type of hidden enemies, okay, involved here. Mentally ill individuals. Mr. Casanova is a rapist. Betrayal for the love of money. Ultimate betrayal for wealth, power, status, and privilege. Devil worshippers. Secret witches and warlocks in secret societies. Black magic. Voodoo. Playing in dark magic. Somebody's playing with demons. Burdens caused by others. Heartbreak Hotel. Dark web. Remember what I told you? That her rape as well as her death was recorded. Somebody uploaded it to the dark web. It's probably only accessible and available to the wealthy elite and those who can afford to pay to see something like this, especially with this being a high profile crime, but it's on the dark web. Death. Something about the dark web and her death. It was recorded and it was uploaded to the dark web, okay? It was foul play. Without a trace, vanished into thin air, missing, disappeared. Betrayal, backstab, hate, envy, jealousy, deception, ruthless pimp, hate. They're dangerous. Murder was the case. Doing anything for money. Sex tape. Remember I told you that the rape was recorded? Somebody made a sex tape of it. And they recorded a snuff film, her death. It's on the dark web, Spirit is saying. Somebody's a big spender, human sex trafficking, sex addiction, setup gone wrong, that blood contract they signed. Somebody signed a blood contract, and Natalee Holloway was offered up as a blood sacrifice in somebody's contract, bro. Okay? Some very evil people want to sacrifice you, the whole family in on it, gang stalking, deep fakes all around you, low down and dirty shame, insane twist, these fools sick to death for real, evil is as evil does, toxicity, rockstar lifestyle might not make it, secret hidden camera. Somebody had a secret hidden camera and was recording her the entire time, y'all, okay? The wicked around you are wearing a mask, envy, psychotic narcissist, suspicious activity, something just ain't right, corrupt cops, drug trafficking, the rabbit hole goes deep, somebody is using magic to control your free will, death of the old, rebirth of the new ritual, your supposed family is your worst enemies, soulless beings, fakes, frauds, and imposters, blood sacrifice. So guys, that's what I got. Okay, and at the bottom of the first deck, we have the Ten of Cups, which speaks of family. And at the bottom of this deck, we have wealth. Okay. So yeah. Natalee Holloway was blood sacrificed, okay? But this was a whole setup. None of these things happened by pure chance, or something like that. This was literally set up. Okay, Spirit, are there any other messages that I need to share with the collective before we close out this meeting? So I'm seeing unmasking motives here, okay? So someone's true motives began to surface at some point in time during the night, okay? I'm seeing crossing paths. This unmasking motives, you could have seen somebody's true motives or learned of someone's true motives that she crossed paths with, okay? A destined encounter happened between her and someone, okay? Somebody with control issues. We have unspoken tensions. Tensions lurk beneath the surface. I'm seeing exposing lies. So Spirit is saying the truth will be exposed eventually. Okay, so I feel like that's what I'm giving you all today, exposing the lies that people have told, that there was a hidden agenda as it relates to her disappearance and her death. Someone has a hidden agenda and motive. Yeah, something is going to be breaking news. There's going to be some type of exposing of some type of lies and the hidden agendas. Something's going to be breaking news. A surprising revelation will shift a perspective. But I feel like as many people are involved here, there's still a cover-up going on, y'all, okay? Yeah, double standards here, okay? Different people are held to different standards here. Jealousy issues. So jealousy may have been a factor. Spirit, any other messages? Circle of drama. Okay. Natalee Holloway's social circle was full of dramatic changes. Something about her social circle was full of dramatic changes of some kind. Somebody was keeping tabs on her. Someone's keeping a close eye on her. Somebody was keeping a close eye on her actions. Remember me telling you somebody was watching her? Somebody was recording things. Okay. I'm seeing spill the beans here. Somebody maybe about to reveal everything, no holds barred. I feel like there could be some type of silent resentment. Maybe this could maybe be between our parents, but this could literally be with anybody. Okay, some type of unexpressed feelings of dissatisfaction are simmering beneath the surface with a group of individuals. Okay, you see this man on one side and this woman on the other side with their backs to each other. I'm seeing mind games at the bottom of the deck. So there were definitely some type of mind games that could have been being played with Natalee Holloway. Like I said, somebody was around her brainwashing her. She was under some type of mind control. She was being brainwashed. Somebody was doing some type of magic, some type of hocus pocus crap or something. Okay. Yeah. Some type of mind games. Okay. Mind games were being played. Somebody was pretending to be fine. Something about a group dynamic as well. I told you it was like a group of individuals that attacked her, that did something to her. There was like 3 or more people that had their way with Natalee Holloway that night. They had ulterior motives. They were getting, look, someone may be getting close to you with hidden intentions. They got this, look, group dynamic and ulterior motives. They got close to her and they had ulterior motives. They had hidden intentions. They were playing mind games with her, okay? And they took advantage of her, okay? So those are the messages, guys, okay? That is what I uncovered as it relates to Natalee Holloway, guys. Spirit, are there any other messages you would like for me to share? Any other messages? I'm seeing leave me alone here, okay? Natalee could have told somebody to leave her alone. It says no does not mean convince me. No means no. It does not mean pressure me and convincing me won't work. She was telling somebody to leave her alone, to stop bothering her. And I feel like this is a jerk. Remember when I was telling you one of those individuals got jealous, got really mad and upset? Okay. There was somebody in particular that she was telling to leave her alone and to stop bothering her. Spirit, are there any other messages between people that happen to Natalee Holloway? Any other messages? Any other messages that happen to Natalee Holloway? I'm seeing you are I'm seeing you are amazing here. Natalee Holloway was someone who was outgoing, very cheerful. She could have been like the life of the party, fun. Okay. This is my oh yeah card here. Okay. She was doing some type of bar hopping or clubbing that night. It was exciting. It was fun. She was the life of the party. This could have been some type of throwback, or it could have been like a bar or a club or something like that. Okay. Hold on, guys. If I can hold on to the card, this is what this card looks like. Okay. And this, she was either at some type of bar or club or a throwback or something like that or whatever. There was somebody who was like very persistent and bothering her, like would not leave her alone, would not stop bothering her. Okay. Yeah, somebody I'm seeing is so you rich, huh? But are you a real one? Somebody with money, somebody that was that boss energy, that celebrity energy, somebody who think they the shit because they think they run the world because they got money. This is somebody who is mean and stingy, somebody who stunts and fronts, somebody who makes boss moves, somebody who's a big baller, shot caller. Remember that card that came out talking about a big spender? Okay, somebody who is privileged, who is bossy, who is stuck up and bougie, somebody who is flashy, a big spender, and very cocky. Okay, this is who I feel like Natalee may have rejected, and this person got really pissed off about it. Spirit, what else is going on? Yeah. So I'm seeing something here about the satanic powers to be. I have the moon on this card here. So we know the moon talk about secret things, hidden things, what's done in the dark, shady people, dirty dealings, delusions, fear, cover-ups, criminal activity. But something it ties back, whoever this wealthy person, boss of a person, ties back to the satanic powers that be. Okay, I feel like this ties into that mind control and brainwashing type of energy. She was drugged as well. Natalee Holloway was slipped something. She was drugged. She was highly under the influence, okay, because she was slipped something. But somebody had already been doing, like, whoever this person is heavily like into like dark magic. It was doing some type of like magic or doing something to brainwash her or something like that. But somebody could have also like slipped her something or something like that. Okay, Spirit, any other messages as it relates to Natalee Holloway? Any other messages? So I'm seeing the lovers in the three of swords here, okay? This is interesting. I have several lovers cards in this deck. And this is my LGBTQ community multi-sexual lovers card. Ooh, so everybody is on here, from gays to lesbians to bisexuals to transgenders to every sexual you could think of is on this card here, okay? I have like literally multiple lovers cards in this deck to just kind of include everybody who could be, you know, whether it's heterosexual couples, you know, whatever type of couple. But there was some type of lover situation here. Remember, I'm telling you, the lover situation is all about sex. It's all about, you know, coming together, certain, you know, companionships, unions, partnerships, different things like that, or whatever. With the three of swords here, there was definitely some type of heartache or heartbreak or sadness, sorrow, misery, pain, or anguish over some type of lover situation here. Somebody who is involved in this situation could be a part of the LGBT community, okay? Maybe one of these guys that attacked her is like a switch hitter, is, you know what I'm saying? Go both ways or some shit like that, okay? But this tragic situation definitely led to heartache or heartbreak, yeah. This is somebody who comes off like a manly man, but he's a switch hitter. He on the down low. Yeah, he comes off like the manly man type. He drinks a lot of caffeine, or he's a big coffee drinker, or he could be muscular. He may lift weights. He may be cut up a little. Okay, he's a beer, liquor type of guy. He's not your affectionate type. He's like strong. He's like an owner of some kind. He's temperamental. He's harsh, controlling, a tough Gus type. Yeah, I'm seeing the star here. He's the one that is like popular, has some type of celebrity status, has a lot of money or something like that. That is the one. I feel like Natalee rejected him, and he was mad as hell about it. He was mad as hell about it and brutalized this girl. He a switch hitter though. He go both ways. Like he messed with guys or transgenders that, you know, chicks that still have their dicks in secret. But he's, because the LGBT community lovers card, I don't know if they were at a gay club or something like that or what have you, but my multi-sexual lovers card came out, then the Three of Swords, then my manly man card here, okay? And he's sitting right up under, so you rich, huh? But are you a real one? He's the one who thinks he run the world because he got money, because he's bossy, you know, bad and bougie type, but he a switch hitter. He go both ways, and he came out as the star, so he's very popular. He's very well known, this guy, okay? He's reached, like, he has success, triumph, victory, public recognition, okay? He's known in that area as a celebrity, okay? He may be just a local celebrity or something like that, but he definitely making false moves, and he definitely got a lot of money. He's popular and he's well known. Okay, Haters was giving her dirty looks. Yeah, I'm seeing the eye roll card here. So there were haters who were giving her dirty looks. They were staring at her. They were all up in her business, stalking her. She was being watched. Somebody could have been throwing shade at her, okay, sending her the evil eye. People were being nosy, annoying her. Maybe she didn't want to be bothered by persons in particular or something. What else? As it relates to Natalee Holloway. Any other messages as it relates to Natalee Holloway? Somebody was trying to blackmail her into selling out. This says coven, cult, prostitution ring, devil worship, secret society, sex ring, gang stalking group. It could be any one of those. Somebody was trying to blackmail her into selling out in some type of way, okay? Maybe somebody called wind or like the interactions that she had with the guys that she was kicking it with or what have you. Like, you know, if they came to agreement together that, you know, they was going to get down with the get down, they was going to give her some type of money. Somebody, you know, whoever this jerk is, you know, thought because they was like, you know, the shit that they could like sway her in some other type of way to trap her or whatever. I'm seeing pick your poison here, okay? So there's a lot of things on this card here, from prostitution to sex, drugs, alcohol, money, partying, violence, porn, dealing, lying, hidden licks, stealing, killing, loan sharking, cheating, scamming, gambling. This is the type of criminal activity that this wealthy guy that was there, that was involved, that got really upset with her. That's the kind of criminal activity that he's into. Oh, pick your poison. This is the type of shit that was going on that night. Any other messages for Natalee Holloway, Spirit? Any other messages on Natalee Holloway? I'm seeing something about the boss. Whoever this guy is like the boss or a boss or something like that. Something definitely went down on the beach. Shit. Something went down on the beach, okay? Yeah. This is my surfer card here. Dead body found on the beach or by a large body of water, okay? It talks about a person being abandoned on the beach, missing in paradise due to foul play, murder, set up, deadly waves. This even says junkie hidden the waves here. It says sacrifice, left alone to suffer, the walking dead here. So remember when I told you that she was like brutally raped by, I want to say like 3 people, okay? 2 or more. I believe it's like 3 though. 3 or more, okay? And then they just dumped her out on the fucking beach, and she was severely injured. She was left there to suffer, okay? Or either she was dumped there to die, but somebody else came along and did something with her, moved her body, like, you understand what I'm saying? Because she ended up being like moved, trafficked, while being in prison in some type of way, and then she was killed. You understand what I'm saying? Damn, that's a eerie ass card. That is an eerie card. Damn. Oh, I wasn't expecting that to come out, but it's so interesting because my other beach card, I seen my other beach card first, and I looked, and then I flipped the deck, and this one fell out. This is my other beach. I have 2 beach cards in this whole huge deck here, and they both fell out here. But this is my lounging on the beach card, okay? My, tropical drinks, relaxing on the beach, vacation, fun in the sun, ocean view, beach card. And then this one, this one, over trumped this one and just flipped out all of a sudden. Yeah. She was abandoned out on the beach. She was missing in paradise. She literally went missing in paradise. Literally. This was all due to foul play, y'all, but this was a setup. She was a sacrifice, okay? She was murdered, okay? And I feel like also with this coming out, she could have been thrown in the ocean. Damn. Let me check one more deck, guys, and we're gonna wrap this reading up. I'm seeing systematic abuse from my other deck. These people need to research similar crimes in that area, because there's likely other victims that something similar have happened to, like maybe persons from there or what have you. Like Natalee Holloway, they traveled there. This is like their senior trip or whatever, but the spirit is saying that there's like other similar crimes like in that area, maybe from locals. Local girls could have gone missing or whatever from like in similar ways, just like this. Likely because of the same people. Okay, because remember me telling you that group of individuals, it's like they roll in a pack together. It's almost like they prey on certain women. They go around preying on certain people and they roll in a pack together. Maybe they link up with people, call themselves being generous and giving to them, buy them drugs. I said drugs. Buy them drinks, maybe even do drugs with them or something like that. Act like they real cool and, laid back, and then, they drug them, they rape them, they traffic them, or, they come up missing. You know what I'm saying? Other crimes need to be researched in that area of like local victims or anybody else that's maybe not even locals that was from there and went missing. Okay, because I'm telling you, y'all likely would find a pattern. Spirit is saying that this was premeditated murder. The killer plans out the details in advance here, okay? So this was a setup. This was premeditated, okay? Yeah, perpetrator has the behavior patterns of a serial killer, y'all, okay? This was done by somebody who have killed before, okay? Jealousy, okay? Affairs, okay? Multiple parts. Yeah. Jealousy and affair, love-related crimes here, but there's no love involved. They raped her here, okay? And what I tell you, multiple people were involved in the crime. Look at all these people. Didn't I tell you it was about 3 or more people? There were several people involved in this, okay? Yeah, there was an argument or a fight. That was a strong factor that took place. Remember I told you that's that 5 of Swords energy. Conflict, defeat, hostility, fighting, fussing, cussing, arguments, disagreements, because the bastards lied to her about the money that they were going to pay her for sex. I believe it was like 2 guys or 2 individuals that she was kicking it with originally, that she like literally went out with legitimately. You understand what I'm saying? And they were mixing and mingling, and then like here comes this other, boss of a guy, whatever, that could have been at the club, at the bar, wherever they were at or whatever, that she could have like, you know what I'm saying, rejected or something like that, or whatever. There ended up being other people involved, but this was a whole setup the entire time. Look, lies, deceptions, and a potential cover-up. Rage or extreme anger was a motive. The killer has an item belonging to the victim as well. One of the killers have an item belonging to the victim. This could be earrings, a necklace, a ring, it could be anything. Mm-hmm. The killer could have also sustained a wound while killing her, like one of the killers, or somebody could have sustained a wound. Yeah, take a closer look at one of the. There's a lot of fucking people involved. A lot. Yeah, killer has a history of committing crimes. What did I tell you? There was a motive for committing this crime. Look at that. Look at all those bags of money there. Money was the motive for committing this crime, y'all. I'm telling you, she was a blood sacrifice. Yeah. Her cell phone records could provide valuable clues. Yeah, killer sustained a wound during the murder. Yeah, look, someone coerced Someone coerced the killer into murdering the victim. Look at this person here. Look like they're shaking hands with the devil. Didn't I tell you these are all devil worshiping, sold out as individuals? Do sell your soul, do any damn thing for money as individuals. She was a sacrifice. Drugs may be an important factor in this case here. I told you she was drugged with something. There could even be a friend that knows something. There was some type of additional evidence at the scene of the crime. Maybe this was something that was discarded, covered up. Yeah, different additional, something about additional evidence. Details leading up to the murder may be worth investigating. Surveillance cameras may provide important clues. I'm telling you, she was being recorded the entire time. This is also something that could have been tampered with. Okay, even the rape and the murder of her was recorded. Somebody uploaded that shit to the dark web, and somebody's been making a whole lot of money off of that. Y'all be surprised how many sick, twisted ass fucks are in the world, especially wealthy ones, that get on the dark web and pay a whole lot of money to see shit like snuff films and people being abused and tortured and all kinds of shit. Y'all be surprised. It don't even have to just be wealthy people. It's some fucked up people in the world, man. Y'all be surprised the type of shit that people are into. So there are important details that are not being revealed to the public as well. Is there any other messages? There was some type of contamination of DNA evidence as well. There's a friend that knows something. This person may not be speaking out or have been silenced in some type of way. Because that's another thing that I kind of find hard to believe. Like, if you go on a trip with a large group of people, okay? These are people that you went to school with, that you know personally, and different things. They even had chaperones that was there with them and stuff like that or whatever. Like, what's the likelihood that you just up and decide to go to some unfamiliar place with a couple of strangers that you don't know from Adam? You understand what I'm saying? Like, it would have made more sense that a group of people from her group that she traveled with, that she knew, all went somewhere together. You know what I'm saying? And some crazy shit happened. You know what I'm saying? That makes more sense, because it's like, okay, here go a group of girlfriends hanging out, and they decide to go to this bar, or they decide to go to this club, and you know, this awful tragic situation happened or whatever. But like, who travels that young, even? Who that young travels with a large group of people that they are familiar with, okay? And leave to go off with a couple random strangers somewhere in an unfamiliar place that you know nothing about. Like, you know, it's weird. Okay, and that's where that old brainwashing, mind control, that shit, it comes in. It makes you wonder if she was already under mind control and have been groomed and programmed and different shit like that even before the damn trip. Because I'm like, what, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a person would have to be triggered to even do something so irrational. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I can see if a person did that, like, you know, full grown on their own or whatever, but you know, by legal, you know, standards, she was grown or what have you. But like, that's something careless and reckless to say somebody, you know, somebody would do this, like, say in their 20s or something like that. You decide to go out to a bar or something like that. You meet somebody and you decide to take off with them and go with them to a club or another bar, or, you know, get a room together or something like that or whatever. It just don't seem like something a person would do that's traveling with a large group of people to this unfamiliar place. Like that would make sense if it had have been at home in the United States where she's from. You understand what I'm saying? Because she knows the area, she knows the neighborhood, she may know other people in the community. That's like not safe and so random to do in an unfamiliar place, especially when you're like way away from home. You understand what I'm saying? Just to totally just leave the entire group. Like nobody that she traveled with from her group, from her school was there or went with her. She just went off with these random ass fucking nobody ass strangers for a good time. Like, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. Any other messages, Spirit? Any other messages? So I'm seeing strange phenomenon involved. Yeah, it was definitely a strange phenomenon for sure. Any other messages, Spirit? Yeah, again, I'm seeing research similar crimes in the area to see if they are linked. Okay, I feel like maybe this type of thing have maybe happened with like other young people, in that area where they were at the time. Okay. So we have victim didn't know the killer here. Okay. Mhm. But at the bottom of the deck, we have victim had a history with the killer here. Okay, so like you know what I'm saying. This person may have been somebody that she was drinking with, chilling with, mixing, mingling with, met while she was on vacation or what have you. But she didn't really know this person well or something like that. Okay, there was a lot of mind games that was played. Okay, but I feel like the family got a lot of fucking money off of the situation here. Okay, allegedly. Okay. Allegedly, according to the information that I am getting in this reading, okay, I have nothing, no personal vendetta against these people. I don't know them from Adam, you know, but this is the information that I'm getting. So that's what I'm relaying to you all, guys, okay? So that concludes the reading, guys, okay, for Natalee Holloway, okay? Hold on just a minute. That concludes the reading, guys. So I do thank you all so very much for listening and watching, guys. Sorry for the technical difficulties, okay, but we got her done. And hopefully this gives you all the truth and the clarity that you've been looking for as it relates to this case, as it relates to this situation, guys. Okay. For those of you who would like to contact me, you can do so at tips.diamond.36@gmail.com. You can also follow me on Instagram, which is shine bright like a diamond 36 with the underscore between each word. For any person who is interested in donating to the channel, it is greatly appreciated. As you can see on the screen, you can do so through CASHAPP, which is $tip-diamond36, or through PayPal, which is paypal.me/add36diamonds. As always, guys, y'all take care of yourself, take care of each other, but most of all, take care of your babies, honey. Remember, this is a wicked world that we live in. There is wickedness in high places and evil that is lurking around each and every corner, even in a neighborhood near you. So y'all watch your surroundings. Watch the company you keep, watch surroundings and the company in which your children are in as well. And considering the fact that you never know when someone may betray you, backstab you, try to hurt you, or harm you, honey, keep you some protection on you. Y'all stay awake, stay aware, stay vigilant, and stay prepared, because if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready, baby. Until the next time, peace, love, and light. Namaste. I am that I am, created in the image of God.